and welcome to Thoughts Like Rabbits. Today I will be talking about how Jason Marsden in Boy Meets World is the reason Eric's gone insane. First, beauty tips. For flawless, natural beauty, just stick your hair in a ponytail and forget about it for like the entire day. Fabulous! Jason Marsden appears in Boy Meets World during his first appearance was in season 1, episode 15, and his last appearance was season 2, episode 23, the last episode of season 2. He was in a total of 9 episodes. He played Eric's best friend, which was even funnier with the fact that both actors, the only reason he was playing Eric's friend in the show was because they were actually friends in real life. He was like, well, I got nothing else to do. Hey, you got any scripts where you could just toss me in there? Jason! Yeah, come on in! I just think that's funny. This is the twins, this is the other twin substitute. If you want to know, first twin substitute, it was in our last video, where Jay explored the Professor Membrane as an Erkin theory. In the last episode where Jason Marsden showed up, he and Eric were studying for their finals to get their diplomas. The very next episode was season 3, episode 1. What you ended up, and Eric says this line. He's talking to Mr. Feeney, and he goes, all my friends have gone off to college. And he's still stuck in high school. Jason managed to pass high school and just go right on to college. Before Jason leaves, you do kind of see, Eric was significantly more stable. But after Jason left, that's when Eric started kind of going slightly more insane. You can see a little bit of Eric's crazy in the first 2 seasons, and he was pretty stable throughout the 3rd season. But then he went completely off the rails starting with the 4th season. In that, there is it's common in long-running sitcoms for like a side character to end up becoming more exaggerated versions of their characters. Like one part of them becomes more exaggerated as they go on. But an in-canon reason could just be that Jason left, so Eric forgot how to cope. And you notice he doesn't have any close friends after, until he reaches college, where he befriends Jack. Now let's examine how does Jason treat Eric versus how did Jack treat Eric. Jason knew Eric since they were kids, up until Jason graduates high school and moves on. What Jason does is he kind of manipulates Eric's behavior so that he appears normal. He's the one who gets him the girlfriends, but also knows for a fact that Eric's going to mess it up, so he's always the rebound guy. So Jason always ends up being the rebound guy. He deliberately manipulates the situation because he knows how Eric's going to respond to all this. Like in the episode where Jason gives Eric a tape, one of his mom's voiced over dieting tapes, so he can learn how to ice skate. Eric successfully goes out with the girl, and then at the end of the date, Jason comes over and freaks him out with food, because he knows that's what the tape is going to do. Yes, he's a friend, but he manipulates him into appearing normal, which is kind of the opposite of what everybody else does. They let him get away with his crazy. Jack just kind of sits there like, there is something wrong with you, and has no idea what to do about it. He just like, help. The thing is, Jack doesn't realize he's supposed to be that help. I mean, even in Girl Meets World, Eric's still kind of in his crazy phase, but he's settled down a little bit. I mean, I think it would have been absolutely hilarious if Jason Marsden had showed up in Girl Meets World, because then it would be like Eric and his really short buddy just hanging out, and Maya looking at them and being like, "You don't have a problem being short?" Nah, I've gotten used to it. Because Maya had a problem with being short, and so did Jason. I mean, it was hilarious, because, like, Eric knows how to control Jason's little outbursts. Like in the episode with... Well, one of the episodes with... What's her name? Little Miss Georgia. I can see her face. I can't remember her name. Vampira. She picks on him for being short, and he just goes off the rails trying to attack. Let me at her. And Eric's holding him back doing this, and I'm wondering if that... I just have one question for them. It's like, was that something the two of them actually do? Is that like... Is that what the actors actually do when they're friends? Just like somebody picks on his height and he's like, holds him back, just petting his head? Or was that something that they planned out for that scene? Because most people don't notice it until you point it out, and then it's like, oh, it's hilarious! So, when you end up... Jack, on the other hand, just thinks this is normal. Eric's complete and total crazy is normal. So he just kind of rolls with it half the time. The other half of the time he's like, there is something wrong with you. I have no idea what to do about it, but there's something wrong with you. I actually wrote a fanfic about what would have happened if Jason had shown up. Put that right up there. That was not one of my best works, admittedly. But some people think it's funny. I mean, you just watch Eric's behavior when Jason is there and when Jason isn't there. For the first 3 seasons, he's kind of mature, but by season 4, he's been without his best buddy for an entire year, and you can see him slowly slipping down that slope of insanity. So it's just like, I mean, that's the only in-canon observation that I can make that seems to have any bearing. At the very least, they could, in Girl Meets World, they could have mentioned Jason. Because in that one episode, Maya was feeling insecure about being short. And Eric was there to help sort the whole thing out. He could have mentioned Jason. It's kind of disappointing that he didn't. Anyway, that's all I got. Bye!